Welcome back to Totally Justified. This is the next episode in the series. Is seeing believing? That's the theme we're going to explore today. Avatar 3 just came out. It's grossed over 250 million in the box office. And James Cameron, he spent so much, $400 million, just to make blue aliens look real underwater. It's a feat of engineering and film tech, and it's a masterpiece. I'll be honest, it's a masterpiece. But the thing is, while we're looking into this masterpiece, while we're looking into this Pandora, there's a bot account on TikTok cloning a woman's face, cloning her voice, and ruining her reputations completely without even touching a camera, and probably paying half the cost that James Cameron paid for himself anyway. James Cameron had to pay hundreds of millions, like we said, but this kid, he gets Sora 2, open AI for free. We're really living in that danger zone, don't you think?
Yeah.
We'll explore this today. You're listening to Totally Justified. I'm Theo.
I'm Josh.
And Josh, we're back. It's the next episode.
Yep. 2 weeks already.
2 weeks, honestly, since the pilot dropped. How are you feeling about the reception so far?
Honestly, yeah, it's been great. I think a lot of supportive messages came through. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people enjoy it. People, I think, always looking for new podcasts.
Definitely.
Yeah, seeing a new one come up. Yeah, definitely people come up and try and support it.
Yeah, I mean, I love podcasts myself. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a few people we know also listen to podcasts. So just having something you can add to your listen is definitely worthwhile. But yeah, the reception has been overwhelming. I didn't expect it to get to the heights it's been. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I thought it felt more like a small project, but quite a lot of people seem quite interested.
Quite interested in this. But yeah, we'll keep this going. We'll just clarify what we kind of do again on this podcast, so people are aware that we do films, art, tech, and we do sprinkle some extra things here and there. This is a very special episode. We're gonna add some trivia questions, and they'll be sprinkled again throughout the episode. Exploring a new format as well. Yeah, we're gonna split it up into topics. So for this one, you'll see 2 episodes. First one will be this one, and then the next one will be straight after that, essentially. So you, as the user, can have both experiences and can also choose the episode you actually want to see first and the topics that you're actually interested. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just some new formats, but yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think the world is changing. We're already in 2026, and so much has happened already. Yeah. Like, we're talking about the collapse of reality sometimes. I know it sounds doom and gloomy. It sounds a bit too doom and gloomy, but if I was to say that phrase, the collapse of society, what's the first thing that comes to your mind if I said that as an engineer?
Well, I always think of it from like a car point of view. So when I think of that, I'm always thinking like designs. What's a common design or like a feature that you expect to always be there, or maybe you don't expect to be there, but the opposite ends up happening. So that's usually like the first thing that comes to mind. I know, especially some of the work we do, we're always looking to try and see what's out there, essentially. So being able to see how different people approach stuff, it changes how you view customers, how you view everything. So yeah, it feels a bit like a collapse of what you think is the reality, but actually when you look at the data, look at what's out there, it's completely different. So yeah, I guess that's how I see it. I always see it from a engineering automotive point of view.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom, but it does affect things that we do in our daily lives, even in engineering. Who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? But yeah, this episode we're going to cover Avatar Fire and Ash. We watched this last year before the new year started. Going to discuss the DoorDash girl scandal. Again, this is something from last year. This is really terrifying stuff. But we'll end off on a positive note, I think. So it's not just all doom and gloom this episode,
Yeah.
and we'll go into different things like anime, artists, and what that means for the future as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Avatar, Fire and Ash dropped late December.
Yeah.
We watched it, both of us. Watched it in 3D.
3D.
I'm just gonna go straight into it. Dolby 3D. How was that? Give me
Yeah.
your verdict.
Obviously sound quality amazing,
Yeah.
visuals stunning as always. It feels like a world. It feels like almost like a real world. It just exists
Yeah.
at that point. Like I think I saw some people, like when it comes to like the awards where they look at like best CGI and stuff like that. A lot of comments when it comes to Avatar is it just feels like normal.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. It almost to the point where it doesn't feel as impressive anymore because it's
Yeah.
just like it exists already.
That's the thing.
It's all there. So, but nah, honestly, stunning visuals as always. But
As always,
yeah.
man. I think for me with the Avatar movies, I didn't actually watch the first one in cinema. It was some years ago. I
Yeah,
mean, I was
same.
quite young, so I definitely would not watch it in cinema. But when Avatar 2 came out, honestly, that movie changed a lot for me. Like my perspective on it. I didn't understand the hype with Avatar 1. I never did until I watched it for Avatar 2. Loved it. Come Avatar 3, I do have some things to say.
Yeah.
Those of you who've watched Avatar 2, I'll be honest. I feel like Avatar 3 was just Avatar 2 with a reskin.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts on that.
That I think the story wise was very samey to the last one, like same premise essentially, like same almost like start and end, where like there hasn't been much of a change except maybe characters have like grown or developed or whatever. But to be fair, I was looking at it and apparently like the events of Avatar 3 happen like weeks after in real time, after the stuff in Avatar 2. So in a way that kind of helps explain why it felt very similar, because it's like it is basically it's like in what 2 weeks. Nothing really changes in that time. But obviously it's because the gap between Avatar 2 and Avatar 3 is like 3 years basically. It's you want something new.
Exactly. You want something different. You're like, okay, I'm expecting something. It's called Fire and Ash.
Yeah. Where's the firebenders?
Where's the fire? Exactly. It's his Avatar we're talking about. I need benders. We did see the air people in it. We won't spoil too much again, but we did see the air people in it. I agree. I feel like you say, it was that time period. We saw it actually evident because Spider didn't age. And in real life, he's a lot older. He's 20 now. So I need to fact check that. But he's 20 now. He's quite old. So
looking at him,
I was
the
like,
exact same. He's like,
that didn't make sense. I was like, did they use CGI on him? Imagine using CGI for the aliens and then using CGI for the humans. Again,
too much.
It's too much. So I halfway through the movie, that's when I realized, I was like, this guy has grown up, right? Surely.
It's just because they were filmed it all at the same time.
So
which is in a way it's kind of good. I think it's a good approach to, especially if you think it's going to be a long show. It's like other shows where it's like 5-6 seasons. Look at characters from season 1, characters from season 6,
completely different look.
I mean, obviously with those it kind of makes sense why you can't record all of them at the same time. But
I guess
if you can, it just helps to get rid of that disconnect where you're looking at this character that should be, I don't know, 12, but they look like a 30-year-old. You're like, takes you out of it.
It just takes it out. It's like, okay, wow. And his voice has gone deeper or whatever. And the character he's playing is like a young kid. I was like, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. No. I think if we stick onto the plot, the plot was pretty similar to 2. Again, and we've touched on that a little bit, but I feel like the culture around Avatar, every time it comes out, the twice it's come out, right? is the same. The same discourse is always happening online for me. I've noticed is that characters don't stick into your memory
Yeah. Yeah.
enough. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking to the viewers here as well as Josh. Apart from Jake Sully, and apart from
Spider, because we just mentioned
Spider, yeah, we just mentioned Spider, and Notori, I think that's how you pronounce
Yeah.
it. Who else is there that you can straight off the bat say as a character, and that's their name? You just be like, he's his son.
Yeah, his son, his daughter,
his daughter,
the other daughter.
like,
Yeah.
and what's the little kid's name?
Uh,
You don't know. Okay, but the reason why I brought this up is because I feel like it doesn't make enough cultural impact. People talk about it for maybe a week max. It makes his money. It makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
We'll go into that. But it doesn't stick in our minds for long enough that when the next one comes out, we're like, oh, Avatar. I need to watch the previous one to then
catch up
and understand what happened next. A lot of the things people were mentioning as well is that people aren't dressing up as Avatar characters. Or like there's no inspiration from them. I get Avatar, you probably wouldn't want to dress up like them anyway, but there's no inspiration that you can draw from Avatar characters enough. There's not much of an impact they have. They make their money, they're visually stunning, they're beautiful. But are they enough to stick in our minds? That's my question. I don't know. What do you think on that?
Nah, you got a point. Just again, when you think about the gap between Avatar 2 and Avatar 3, like for the whole duration, I basically forgot it until I saw the trailer again.
I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think it's one of those where it has high impact for that brief period, like that brief release, and then after that, it just kind of fades out.
Into existence.
Yeah, a bit of a shame, but
it is. It is. Why do you think that is? Is it because of the plot? Is it because of the characters? What exactly makes Avatar just, I'll say bluntly, a forgettable movie at the end of the day?
I think there's not. Well, I know for this one, I think it's because there wasn't much difference, I guess.
Okay.
So I think that's what is not exactly helping me remember, or have it stick. And I think it's probably just I think because the story, it feels like a story that you need to be engaged with for long, if that makes sense. But because there's that huge gap in between the story, it feels a bit disconnected. Like it almost feels like you're always like re-stepping back into the story. Like it's like a book you've read for a bit, put down for like 2 weeks, and then you've forgotten everything that's happened before. So
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have that same fresh draw that it does every single time. So I think that's probably it. I think the story, it's one of those where you kind of just need to sit down and almost watch it all together. But because there's that giant gap between all of it, it just feels so segmented, and you can't really get stuck into it, get really invested into the story. So I think that's, for me at least, that's how it feels like.
I think as well, I agree with you on that one. It's because of that time gap. It's 3 years since the previous one. 2022 came out. It's been 3 years. There's not much discourse around it. I feel like when, for instance, let's talk about a TV show, for instance, that everyone's been talking about. Stranger Things. It's not something we've watched, but there's a lot of discourse when the new season's about to drop. And what people do is that they'll all through season 4 and then to the end of it, and then after that, the discourse is still going on. Theories, crafting, and these are the things that keep movies and media in people's mouths. The discourse around it, the speculation. I don't really hear people talking about what the next movie will be about.
Apart from the elements.
Apart from the elements. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The next one is going to be about the air people.
Yeah.
Great. but no fan theories as much. Or if there are, they're not as vocal and they're not as popular.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're just too simple that people are just like there's no element of mystery.
Yeah.
When you go to the movie and watch Avatar, you're seen and you're shown everything. However, that being said, for myself personally, I feel like Avatar 3 gave little bits of breadcrumbs for us to
Yeah.
take
Theorize
and
on-
theorize.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them is Awa.
Mm.
For those who've watched Avatar 1 and 2, you will know Awa's an entity within Avatar that
Connects all
the
avatars.
yeah that connects all of them basically. So there's theories behind her and what she can do, and they sprinkled that a little bit throughout the movie this time, as well as speculations for the next one, because they dropped the air people. They exist. They didn't really show them for too long.
Yeah.
But now we can speculate. Okay, what could the next one be about? We'll go into what we want the next one would be about. Today's podcast is sponsored by Titan Meridian. If you're looking to visit Japan, Titan Meridian has a 9 days Japan escape package starting now, $10.99 per person. That's $1,099 per person. This includes return flights from the UK or Ireland, 8 nights in a charm category hotel, and a bullet train or Shinkansen tickets between Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. For a limited time, a booking made just before the end of Jan, you get a £50 voucher and a free excursion of your choice. There are currently only 4 spots left, and to make the cost more manageable, they're offering a plan that actually lets you split up payments into as little as £99 a month. This deal works well for solo travelers because it combines the self-guided freedom of a 24-hour support and emergency line. You can also extend your stay and add a concierge for service. Now, Titan Meridian handles extra activities through their Klook partnership to secure the best rates for you. So you can view the full itinerary at titanmeridian.co.uk/proposal/Japan-escape. The link to this will be in the description of this podcast episode. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. But let's first talk a little bit more technical and move into just the frame rate of the movie. Now, this is a big talking point.
Yeah.
It's 48 frames per second. How was that frame rate for you? How did that feel? Did it feel smooth? Did it make the action smoother? How did it feel? Because traditionally, it's always 24 frames per second for movies. Audiences love that. Audiences love that.
Yeah.
So to now double it to 48, how does that feel for you?
Yeah, I think it's noticeable. It's very noticeable when the frame rate goes up because obviously higher frame rate, there's less. It almost feels like you're just seeing it happen, like almost like real life. It's like something as simple as like there was a ship that ended up falling from the sky.
Yeah.
At times when it was 48 frames, that whole descent of it just falling, it just has this like a weight to it. Like it feels so real at that point. Like you're seeing something like fall almost in front of you, especially when you think of it as because we watched it in 3D as well. So it's like that even more immersed. You feel even more immersed to it. But yeah, I don't know. I think the frame rate, obviously, the 48, whenever it was 48, was great. But obviously, slight issues. It wasn't always 48.
It wasn't always 48. Yeah, we did notice the water scenes were always 48. But then when they were out of it, usually dropped down to 24. And it looked a little bit choppy in some areas. I think maybe switching between the two was a good call. Maybe make it less jarring.
Yeah, I think the transition, because it was very much 48, 24.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Right. There was no like where it's transitioning from 48 to 24,
224.
or from 24 back to 48. There was times they did do it a few
Yeah.
times, but most of the times, or at least on some of them, it was literally just a hard cut.
Yeah.
So that obviously it's going to be noticeable. Like
Yeah.
you can't hide it. So yeah, at times it just kind of takes you out because you're like, it was a bit confused at first when we noticed it, because we were just like, am I seeing it? Like, what's going on? Is it because it's 3D? I was wondering maybe the
Yeah, maybe
projector's
the projectors are 3D.
broken or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but nah, yeah, seeing, I think, yeah, it just needs a better transition between the two set frame rates rather than
Yeah.
just 24, 48.
48.
That's it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, I get the goal for going for 48. It's the hyper reality. It makes it
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like it. The key word I like that you used there was immersive, an immersive experience, and I think that is what James Cameron James Cameron wants for his viewers to really feel. This is cinema. And I'll be honest, this is cinema.
Yeah.
This is what a cinema experience is. You go there and you suspend your beliefs, you suspend your reality for those brief 3 hours, and you're fully immersed in a fictional world that is happening on the screen. And I think he captured that perfectly.
Yeah.
He always captures that perfectly. And that's what I like about his movies. I'll be honest, I do enjoy going to Avatar movies, definitely. Is it something I'll watch again on my own?
Yeah, not sure. It doesn't have much replayability value.
There's not much replayability. Yeah. I think obviously we've talked about the budget a little bit. I think if you also know about how James manages to get these sort of look, to get out of the uncanny valley, because that's a problem that sometimes comes with CGI, is that it just looks too fake.
Yeah.
But there's technology that James Cameron has used. The expensive volume, they call that the volume. It captures muscles in the actor's face and everything with the dots and everything like that. So it captures everything. And obviously he built a whole new system just to make sure that this fooled us, essentially. But I think it's an interesting sort of thing to look at.
I think if movies, I feel like going forward, I think movies need to look at how they approached CGI in Avatar, because I think a lot of times now it feels like CGI is used almost like cut corners a bit. Yeah, it's like get rid of or to hide mistakes, or to just like things like Flash, for example. Like that's a infamous example of CGI where it no longer adds to it, whereas the way James Cameron has used it, it almost feels like it's purposeful. It's used to the point where it gets you completely immersed. So he's spent a lot of time and effort, hence why there's obviously always this huge gap between the movies, or just because of how long it took to produce it. They spent their time. I think going forward, movies that are looking to use CGI need to spend that time to actually perfect the CGI, because I think spend enough time, you easily can get out of that uncanny valley territory. But if it's a rush job, or if you're using it to try and cut corners, it just shows.
It shows big time. It shows. And movies that rely heavily on CGI, I'll be honest, practical over CGI any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like you say, CGI is salt to a meal.
Yeah,
it's meant to be an addition. You're supposed to. Things should be done practically. Okay, I get feasibility and practicality. Sometimes might not be the case.
Yeah,
but practical CGI and practical movements is always better on screen. For me anyway. And I think obviously I know this movie is all CGI, but they had to do things practically.
Have you seen actually the behind the scenes?
The behind the scenes crazy.
Yeah, like even like something as simple as I think there was one where he was supposed to be riding the water dragon or whatever it was. they have like a proper mount and everything. They
Yeah.
had people like moving it. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, like the dragon in the film moved exactly like how the
How
mount was in general.
there you
So
go.
like stuff like that where it's just like practical. Like even I think there's a few like water scenes where they
Mm-hmm.
actually like sometimes they will actually use
They actually go underwater as
water.
well.
Yeah.
Even a fun fact as well. Sigourney Weaver,
Mm.
the actress that plays Carrie. I remember her
Carrie.
name.
Ah, yes.
Carrie. Yeah, yeah. The actor that plays her,
Mm.
she actually, she's quite old now,
Mm.
right? But she was able to hold her breath under the water, for longer period of time than Tom Cruise.
Ah,
Yeah, and Tom
really?
Cruise does all these stunts.
Sense, yeah.
So yeah, she managed to. So
Wow.
all of these guys, they've done extensive
Extensive
training
training, yeah.
to make sure that their breathing underwater is good.
Mm.
That's just how much reality is grounded in James Cameron movies
Mm.
a little bit. So he spent a lot. He
Yeah.
spent a lot to get this to fool our eyes,
Yeah.
but he spent millions to do that. And then we talked about this at the beginning. Some guy in his basement can just use AI.
Mm.
Sora 2. Don't know if you guys have heard of Sora 2 or the new Gemini VO 3.1. Someone could just grab that and make something
Yeah.
for a fraction of the
price,
cost.
yeah.
Uh, do you think that even big studios in the future will be using these tools? VO3, Sora 2, maybe Sora 5. I don't know what's going to be out there.
Yeah. I think all it takes is one successful use of it, I'd say. I
Mm.
think once there's one company that has done it successfully, or at least they use it in a way that it produces something that without it they couldn't achieve.
Okay.
And I think once you get that one success story, I think that'll be it. That'll be when you start seeing all these big studios start using AI more. But until we get that actual successful use of it, where people actually could put like aside their differences and say this was good, this was a
Mm-hmm.
good use of
Mm-hmm.
it. As soon as they have that,
Mm-hmm.
or at least most people agree with that, then
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, the studios will 100%
They'll
start
start
adopting
adopting
it.
to it. I think it's important to notice. I think the reason why we talked about Avatar 3 first is because I mentioned something. I said he spent millions to fool our eyes,
Mm.
and we applaud him for it.
Yeah.
We applaud him for fooling us. So AI is doing the same thing. We'll share our opinions about it a bit
Mm.
later, but AI is doing the same thing. It is fooling. It can fool our eyes.
Mm.
These videos that people are generating don't exist.
Yeah.
So could you say there's a good part of it as well? Because, okay, take for example, a film studio decides they want to use AI in a specific part of their movie.
Mm.
They don't tell anybody about it, but AI has been used, and it's so convincing enough that, again, nobody notices. But then they make a documentary 10 years later and say, this stretch of the movie was AI. Do we have a grounds to say that's disgusting? I can't believe you used that. Or is this still a tool that is being used or will be used to enhance movies? What are your opinions on that?
I think most people at least aim or have the initial aim to use it as a tool to enhance movies.
Okay.
But I know for a fact it will 100% happen where a studio will just end up getting lazy and then they'll just slap AI somewhere, try and hide it as best they can, but
Mm.
they'll use it to cut corners. I feel like that's going to be how a lot of well, yeah, can't say for sure, but it felt to me, I think a lot of studios will probably use it as a way to cut corners
Yeah.
rather than a tool to enhance certain scenes or certain things that maybe they couldn't get. So
Mhm.
I think that's probably how most of them will use it. Again, going on to what you said earlier about if they'd done it before, no one's noticed it until after. Well, at that point, I feel like that's a successful use of it at
That's a
that point.
success. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's the only, or a situation where I can say fair enough. It served its purpose, and
Hmm.
no one was really questioning or annoyed about it at the time. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you say they weren't annoyed, but there are ramifications on the person
Mm.
that is making that now. They haven't been utilized.
Yeah.
Let's just say a studio is in charge of making uh ground CGI. I don't know, ground cracks.
Mm.
Cracks in the ground. Their specific role in the movie is to make these areas of the movie have cracks in the ground that are realistic enough for the viewer to think they're cracks in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just say that's what they're tasked to do. There's many different things that they're doing. If they then get AI to then make those cracks, we are fooled.
Mm.
That company that would be making them isn't making them anymore.
Yeah.
Is this affecting the economy for them?
Mm.
Is it affecting how these smaller companies make money? Or will it force them to sort of go down the AI routes themselves?
Mm. I think, yeah, I feel like at that point it kind of forces smaller companies down the AI route. Like, I know there will be a lot of backlash. A lot of people try to stay out of it. But again, you literally just need one successful story for it to just, or to switch, to see that switch. So, yeah, I think there's also that fear that you get big companies that start pushing smaller companies to adopt AI.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that they're not trying to do, or if it's something that will harm the company. So like with the example of the cracks in the ground, right? If it was a practical thing, well, now you're losing the people who would practically make those cracks thing out. And if it was like a CGI thing, you're losing the CGI, engineers or whatever they're called, designers,
CGI artists or VFX artists.
Yeah, so you're losing them because again, AI is doing it for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's never it's not a win-win situation,
No,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that it just leads into the danger of AI. And I want to pivot a little bit more into sort of how AI has been affecting in real life.
Yeah.
How it's affecting things. Now, this story that happened last year, many of our viewers might not know, DoorDash girl incident. It's called the DoorDash girl incident.